seems like we have a problem, bro.
He's a little tight.
Who the fuck am I talking to?
Let me know when I go.
So
Let me know when I go.
features, so when I get features, most of the time, it's not someone that I hit up on Instagram like, hey bro, I want a feature with you. Most of the time the features are people that I've known for a while. So when you look at Law of Attraction, I have a song called Law of Attraction on my album Soul Ties, right? People are feeling that song, right? And they're like, oh, did you sample that hook? Where'd you get that sample from the hook? I'm like, bro, that's not a fucking hook. I mean, that's not a fucking sample. That is not a fucking sample. That's my sister singing, you know? I recorded her doing an original song. It was just her and the ukulele. And I cut that up and I turned it into a whole new song. And that's my sister. I know her personally. I helped her create her own art and I used it as part of mine. And then when you look at other features such as, on the same album Soul Ties, I have a feature with El Monterrey. I've known El Monterrey before he even became a rapper. El Monterrey was trying to promote me before he even became a rapper. And when he became a rapper, we became even closer because I started featuring him on more of my songs. So that relationship actually brought together that feature. And when we fast forward and we go into the future albums and go into my features, you have from the album Deviant, you have the intro Deviant. I featured my homegirl Desi, and she was also featured in the song Juicy. So all these people that I have, all the features that I have, pretty much to sum it all up, I've known them for a long time. They're not just people that are random. They're not just people that I bring in out of the street or out of nowhere. They're people that I've known for a long time, and they're people that I know that we can connect on an artistic level, and they're people that I know that are definitely talented.
Wrap your arms around me, I'll be the one for you tonight. The one who truly feels how you feel inside. Said I'm too high, hold me, baby.
The biggest misconception people have about me when I'm making music is they always ask me, why aren't you big yet? Why aren't you famous? Why haven't I seen you on TV or on the radio yet? So people think, and it's fine, it's fair for them to think this, is that we need to be aiming for fame or we need to be aiming for wealth when we're an artist. When in reality, to me, art is something that I use to express myself. And when I make a song, overall, it's like I don't always think about a song like, oh, I need to make some meal off this song. I ain't this shit to be a hit. I'm gonna put this shit on the radio. When I make a song, it's not only a form of expression for me, and it's not only a form of therapy for me, but making a song is something, when I record it and I release it, overall, all I want is for it to be heard. So when a sculpture creates, when an artist or when a sculptor creates a statue, he wants it to be seen. He wants to see the beauty of his art. So when someone like me, like a recording artist, wants to make a melody or a rhythm or a song, I just want it to be heard. So it's not, the biggest misconception is that they think that I'm trying to go for fame when overall I just want to be heard. And the second misconception that people have about me, honestly, is that I'm trying to be some like godlike pimp player figure, you know what I mean? they think I'm trying to be like Mac Daddy, like Sugar Daddy and all that shit, like, hey, what's up girl? Come and live lavish with me. Papi Chulo right here. They think I'm trying to be all sexy and shit. Cause like if you look at the video Hold Me Down, I'm in my sexiness, I'm in my nice clothes, I got girls all around me. I'm like, so what are you gonna think about that? You're gonna think like, well, this motherfucker's a player, man. So I feel like I'm misjudged because honestly, when you see me in a video, it's not actually me. It's either when I do a song or a video, it's always from a different perspective or it's from the view of another emotion. So I could be that pimp player, Mac Daddy type of dude. And when I created that song, that was probably the mood I was feeling. But that's not who I am. So that brings me back to the name MC Infinite, is that we could be limitless for our possibilities. We are different personas. With every emotion, we are different people. So those are two of the biggest misconceptions that I could think about that people have about me.
There's a lot of people at this party.
Yeah, there is. Is that Mona?
It is. Wow, this is going to be a night to remember.
Oh, you like her. Oh, hey, come in. Where do you two think you're going?
Hi, Chloe. We're just wondering, getting to the party.
Ew. Jay! What's up, Chloe? These two want to come inside my party. What? You nerds better get back from where you came from. We're at full capacity here.
Look, we don't want any problems. We just want to get into the party.
You better get out of my damn face if you don't want any problems. Come on, let's just go. Bye, losers. Don't come back!
You gotta ID these bitches.
You know, when I shot Where's It At, when I shot Miles on it, I chose some very vulnerable roles, you know. It's obvious, you know, and Where's It At, I was handcuffed for half of the video and they're like beating me and I was just bleeding. And in Miles on it, I looked like fucking Steve Urkel, which I intentionally dressed up and looked like Steve Urkel. And I got dissed at a party and they didn't let me inside the party. So I got dissed by some white girls and I got thrown out of the party. And I chose these roles because all the previous videos, like I said, like I don't always like to portray myself as this, as like this great godlike person. I would rather be portrayed as a human being. Like, we can all suffer, we can all get kidnapped, we could all get beaten, we could all get dissed. So I'd rather show it as more realistic than going towards an egotistic type of scenery, you know. I'd rather go more towards realism, you know, because I wasn't, you know, like a fun party dude, you know. We all get dissed at one point in our lives, and honestly, we're all vulnerable to being attacked or to being killed. We're all humans. So I kind of wanted these videos, Where's It At and Miles on it, to be an absence of ego, so that we can show that we're all human. Even though we bleed, even though we suffer, even though we could get dissed or ridiculed, we could still be dope. We could still be artists. You know, we don't always gotta be portrayed as this trap lord, drug lord, fucking God, worship the devil, Satan type of shit. We could just be ourselves, be the real us. That's who we are, you know what I mean? When it comes down to it, when people meet us, they're already gonna know, when they talk to us, they're gonna know who we really are. So when they see us in the video, we're a whole nother person to them. And then when they meet us, they're like, hey, there's a whole other side to this guy. Like, he's really humble. He's actually he's really observing. He listens. And I always thought that he was this fucking asshole. So like, I feel like, you know, going back to that question, misconceptions about myself is, I think people think I'm an asshole because I try to be confident during my video shoots, but honestly, I'm really introverted. I'm really soft-spoken, and I get in my mood sometimes where I get really aggressive or I get really loud. But overall, I feel like people have the wrong impression of me. I'm really chill. I'm really to myself, and I am super humble. You can ask anybody who really knows me. At first impression, people don't know what the fuck I am. Some people think like, and to be honest, people have actually looked at me back in the day and thought I was black, and I don't know how the fuck they think that. Right, yeah. But for the most part, when people look at me, they think I'm...
Why do you think you were black, bro?
Well, mainly because, okay, people used to think I was black, especially in middle school, because I'm gonna be honest, I got into the do-rags. I was wearing the big jerseys. I was playing basketball all the time, fucking, you know what I mean? Yeah, I jumped high. I was always smoking. I was always running. I was just really athletic, and I was always baggy, and I just had the fucking swag, you know what I mean? And I was always rapping, so like, even black dudes, even my black friends, they were like, I thought you was black. You know, it took them a while to realize that I wasn't black, you know what I mean? But as I got a little bit older, people spoke to me in Spanish. Every time they see me, talk to me in Spanish all the time. And at times I didn't understand it, you know, like I'm not fluent in Spanish, even though I'm half Mexican, I'm not fluent in Spanish. But people automatically assume that I'm Hispanic. People automatically assume that I know Spanish right away. And there's some people, I don't know what it is, but I would say like 1 out of 4 people could see the Filipino in me. It's really weird. Like, whether it's another Filipino or it's a Mexican, they could always tell that I'm not full Mexican, you know? So my race, I'm half Mexican, half Filipino. So yeah, 50% Mexican, 50% Filipino, but supposedly I have a little bit of French, but I consider myself Mexican and Filipino. And honestly, I'm more closer to my Hispanic side, but my Filipino side runs deep, and my dad's straight from the Philippines, you know what I mean? So when it comes to the language of the Philippines, when it comes to Tagalog, I'm not fluent in that either. I know more Spanish than I know Tagalog. When it comes to Tagalog, I only know the numbers. So the numbers, only 1 to 10. I only know the numbers 1 to 10 in Tagalog. Isa, dalawa, tatlo, apa, lima, aning, pito, walo, siyam, sampu. And then I think when you go to 20, you just say the same thing, but you put labing in front of it. So labing isa, labing dalawa, labing talo, labing ta, you know what I mean? And etc. So that's all I know in Spanish. Oh, and I know mahal kita like means like I love you or I love, and then I just know little words, and it's weird because the Filipino language has a lot of Spanish mixed into it. You know what I mean? So it's a trip, bro.
You know some Spanish though?
Poquito. Mi español no es bueno. Es más o menos. Pero yo entiendo. If you speak it, I understand a little bit. You know what I mean?